Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, where we dive deep into the most exciting machines on two wheels. Today we're going to explore one of the most talked about launches of 2025, a motorcycle that blends old school charm with modern capability, the Royal Enfield Shotgun 650. If you've been curious whether this new member of the Royal Enfield family is the right bike for you, stay tuned, because we're going to break down everything in detail from design and looks to the engine, ride performance, and pricing, so by the end, you'll have the full picture. The Shotgun 650 greets you with an unmistakably bold stance right from the front. Royal Enfield has taken clear inspiration from its neo-retro design language, but with sharper and more aggressive lines that set it apart from the rest of the 650 twins. When you stand in front of it, the round LED headlamp catches your eye immediately. It's mounted in a minimalistic housing that still feels premium, flanked by small yet stylish indicators that maintain a clean look. The chunky front forks give the bike a muscular presence, while the wide handlebars hint at a riding posture that's neither too aggressive nor too laid back. The front wheel, with its alloy design and fat rubber, adds to that street fighter meets cruiser vibe, giving you confidence even before you ride it. As you move to the side profile, the bike really starts to tell its story. The tank design is compact yet sculpted, with clean flowing lines that make it look athletic without being overdone. Royal Enfield has given the Shotgun 650 a slightly more urban edge compared to the Super Meteor or the Interceptor, and that becomes clear when you look at its stance. It sits a little shorter, with a frame that looks tighter and more responsive, meant for riders who want agility in the city as much as stability on the highway. The seat design is interesting, and it's a single-seat layout that flows into a short rear fender, emphasizing the stripped-down, custom bike appeal. Even the side covers and exhausts are blacked out in most color options, enhancing that stealthy street look. Speaking of exhausts, the twin pipes are neatly tucked in and carry a darker finish compared to the chrome-heavy twins, giving the Shotgun its own identity. Swinging around to the back, you'll notice how minimal Royal Enfield has kept things. The rear end has a short fender with a small, circular LED taillight that matches the retro-modern vibe of the headlamp at the front. The indicators are compact but visible, and the tire at the rear is wide enough to balance style with practicality. What stands out most about the back is how clean and uncluttered it feels, almost like a custom bobber that rolled out of a workshop, but with all the reliability and finish you'd expect from a factory motorcycle. The seat cowl gives it a sporty look, and for those who want pillion options, Royal Enfield will likely offer accessories to add a passenger seat, but the stock setup is clearly meant for solo riders who want that minimalist design. Underneath all that style lies the familiar yet refined heart of the Royal Enfield 650 platform. The Shotgun 650 is powered by the same 648cc parallel twin engine that has already earned praise worldwide in the Interceptor and Continental GT. This engine produces around 47 horsepower and 52 Nm of torque, figures that may not sound extreme on paper but translate into a smooth, usable performance in real-world conditions. The fueling and throttle response on the 2025 model have been fine-tuned further, giving you a more linear power delivery that feels predictable in city traffic and satisfying on open roads. The engine is air and oil-cooled, which keeps things simple and reliable, and it's mated to a 6-speed gearbox with a slip-and-assist clutch that makes gear shifts buttery smooth. But what really matters is how it feels when you're riding. And this is where the Shotgun 650 surprises you. It's designed with a more upright riding posture compared to the Continental GT but feels sportier than the Super Meteor. That middle ground makes it a versatile machine you can carve through traffic with agility, but the bike also feels planted when you stretch it out on highways. The wide handlebars give you leverage to control the bike with ease, and the suspension setup is tuned to strike a balance between comfort and firmness. At the front, you get big piston forks, which not only add to the premium feel but also soak up road imperfections better than traditional units. At the rear, twin shocks keep things steady, and together they make the Shotgun suitable for both urban commutes and weekend rides. Braking duties are handled by disc brakes at both ends with dual-channel ABS as standard, offering confident stopping power. The bike feels progressive, which is reassuring especially for new riders stepping up into the mid-weight segment. The tires, sourced from Seat or Pirelli depending on the market, provide good grip and stability. In terms of weight, the Shotgun 650 is a bit on the heavier side at just over 240 kilograms, but the low seat height and well-balanced chassis mean that the weight disappears once you're moving. For riders of average height, the ergonomics are comfortable, with foot pegs positioned slightly rearward, striking a nice mix between sporty and relaxed. Now let's talk about features, because Royal Enfield has been gradually modernizing its lineup without losing the old-school charm. The Shotgun 650 comes with LED lighting all around, a semi-digital instrument cluster with a neat analog speedometer, and a digital pod that shows useful information like fuel gauge, gear position, and trip meters. You also get the Tripper navigation pod as an option, which can sync with your smartphone for turn-by-turn directions. Royal Enfield has kept the electronics package simple, focusing on reliability rather than flooding it with unnecessary modes or gimmicks, and that matches the brand's philosophy. When it comes to performance on the road, the Shotgun feels quick enough for spirited rides, with a 0 to 100 km/h time of around 6.5 seconds. The cruising sweet spot lies between 100 to 120 km/h, where the engine hums smoothly without vibrations. Push it harder, and it can reach speeds north of 160 km/h. Though the bike is clearly meant for relaxed riding rather than chasing top speed. The exhaust note, as always with the 650 twins, is a highlight. It's deep, throaty, and satisfying, but on the Shotgun it feels a tad more muted compared to the louder bark of the Interceptor, matching the bike's stealthy character. Fuel efficiency hovers around 20 to 24 km/L depending on riding style, which is respectable for a twin-cylinder of this size. Now the big question: what about price? Royal Enfield has built its reputation on offering accessible motorcycles, and the Shotgun 650 continues that tradition. While exact pricing varies depending on the country, in India it starts around 3.6 to 3.8 lakh rupees ex-showroom, placing it slightly above the Interceptor but below or on par with the Super Meteor depending on trim. In international markets like the UK, you can expect it to come in at roughly £6,500 to £7,000, while in the US it will likely sit around the $7,500 mark. For what you're getting: a stylish neo-retro motorcycle with a proven twin-cylinder engine, premium suspension, and a design that looks like a custom build straight out of the showroom. The Shotgun 650 represents strong value. So, after spending time with the 2025 Royal Enfield Shotgun 650, what's the verdict? It's a motorcycle that feels unique in the lineup, carving its own identity instead of just being another variant of the twins. It's for riders who appreciate a stripped-back, custom-inspired design but don't want the hassles of modifying a bike themselves. It balances style with substance, offering the same reliable 650 engine we've come to trust, combined with a sharper urban character that makes it appealing to a younger generation of riders. It's not the lightest or the most powerful in its class, but that's never been the Royal Enfield way. Instead, it offers personality, approachability, and value, all wrapped in a package that turns heads every time you ride by. If you're someone who loves the idea of owning a motorcycle that feels timeless yet modern, practical for daily use but stylish enough to stand out at bike meets, the Shotgun 650 is definitely worth considering. It's another step in Royal Enfield's mission to dominate the mid-weight segment globally, and from what we've seen, it's likely going to be a big success. That brings us to the end of today's deep dive into the Royal Enfield Shotgun 650. I hope you enjoy this detailed review as much as we enjoyed making it. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing community at Global Bike Buzz, where we bring you honest and passionate coverage of motorcycles from around the world. Don't forget to like the